The plan is 3 weeks, 3 different big cities. Hang on.
3 weeks.
Oh my God.
3 different cities.
What is this?
Wow.
Hello and welcome to the Abroad in Japan podcast. Probably the best way of learning about life in Japan without actually being in Japan. I'm your host, Chris Broad. We're joined as always by England's top Japan enthusiast, Mr. Pete Donaldson. Pete, how the devil are you doing? What's going on?
I'm good. Don't eyeball your Tony's
Dramatic
coffee.
pause.
Look down the barrel of the lens and just start looking into it like it's a pirate's telescope.
It is a pirate's telescope.
It's a pirate's telescope. Oh, Chris is still in his hotel room, still in the middle of what can only be described as Hellbook 2. The revisiting. He's having to write his second book. He's still in his hotel room in Tohoku, and you having a good time still, Chris? You're not gone stir crazy? You're not gone a bit mad, COVID era mad?
It's done me a world of good, actually. Obviously, I miss Charla, miss the cats, but it's also...
Well, you brought half the cats on your mic muff, mate.
I do, yeah. This bloody microphone's covered in cat hair, and there's a bit of my cats with me every step of the way.
Build a new cat with all that hair.
It's gonna wake up one day and the mic muffler, the dead cat, is gonna become to life. Frankenstein's monster. Yeah, it's been good though. It's been really nice being in Sendai. Been getting some good work done on the book, almost done. It's nice. It feels like home. You know, Sendai is the closest thing I have to a home in Japan. It's sort of my home in Japan, spiritual home, is sort of split over Yamagata and Sendai. But in hindsight, it is basically Sendai because I did spend like 3/4 of my life in Japan here in this city.
Yeah.
And it's sort of awkward. I run into a lot of foreign tourists who are in Sendai, and I'm like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And they're like, "You told me to come here on Abroad in Japan." I'm like, but you're not supposed to come here on holiday. There's fuck all here. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Have they not made a little shrine for you where you used to live? Have they not a little blue plaque like they do in the UK?
We need a second Lost Bar. Stick it here in Sendai, right?
Yes, Lost Sendai, beautiful.
It's a great city. It's a great place to live, but I don't know if I'd recommend it to tourists. Maybe there's a few good things around here, isn't there? But some people, I saw somebody who was going, I'm going to Sendai Castle. They're going up to the castle, and I was like, well, get ready for disappointment because it burnt down 200 years ago, and it's gone. It's gone.
Is there not a site where
down.
it used to be? Have they got a concession stand where you can have an ice cream or something?
Yeah, there's a fucking pile of bricks with a base of it used to be, and then there's an ice cream. And the ice cream's all right, to be fair. The view's nice.
Yeah.
But it's gone. It's gone, Pete. No castle.
It's gone. It's forgotten.
It's gone.
Well, maybe you could rebuild it emotionally in people's minds. I mean, what if there was like the top 3 Sendai attractions? Is there like a fairground? Is there like a Universal Studios? Is there anything up there that you would sort of recommend?
You bet there isn't. I mean, there's Matsushima Bay, which is kind of cool. You know, the bay with hundreds of islands where I nearly killed Natsuki and Connor. There's a nice market called Yuriage Morning Market, I think down by the coastline, which is kind of fun. And then you've got Yamadera, in Yamagata, the nice temple up the mountainside, and that's just down the road, or through the mountains, across a river, on the other side of the mountains. It's not down the road, is it? So there's 3 things. There's 3 good things,
right?
And
yeah, okay.
that's nice.
Yeah. See, we've written the Sendai chapter for you on your book.
The actual opening to the Sendai chapter, as it stands at the moment, or it's the Miyagi Prefecture chapter, is I talked about Sendai Castle and how I went up there for Japanese TV. When I lived in Sendai, I used to always get called onto local Japanese TV.
Right.
And I got some really weird jobs through Ryotro. Ryotro got me a job doing the voiceover for a tyre company.
Right.
I don't know if it was Michelin or something else. And I had to do our tyres are built of the finest rubber. Don't you? I don't know where it even went. I think it was for the English website for the tyre company or something.
Yes, okay.
I want to track it down. It was awful. I had to go in a booth and talk about tyres for 3 hours. God, I should have got a complimentary tyre as well. But you
didn't even get any free tyres.
I didn't even get a free tyre for the car that I didn't have at the time. But I went up to the Sendai Castle on Japanese TV, and I don't think I knew that it had burnt down. I thought, there's a sign for the castle. Of course there's a castle. Why would you ever sign for something that simply isn't there? And they got up there, and they were like, what do you think of the castle? And I was like, I said in like crude Japanese, like, shiro doko da? Shiro doko da? Or something like, where's the castle?
Where's the castle?
In quite rude, informal Japanese. And they were like, you're standing on it. You're standing on it now. And it's like a brick. And I was like, oh. And then
Brilliant.
for the next week, all my Japanese friends just came up to me and be like, shiro doko da?
Where is the castle? Where is the castle?
Where is it? Bring me the castle. Like some sort of grumpy lord.
So, Dokodeska is the elongated, more polite version, and what is it? Dokoda is just the shortened version.
Yeah, it's kind of like
if you go in sort of
crude.
underpants Dokoda, right?
Dokodake.
And
Or you
it's
can say dokodake. Shiro dokodake.
Haburashi Dokoda. Where's the toothbrush? Where's the toothbrush?
But yeah, I don't know why I said it so crudely. I think I was
Yeah.
just frustrated that I couldn't see the castle.
Can see
There
the
you go.
castle. Maybe the castle was the friends you got along the way. Maybe it was inside you all this time.
A pile of bricks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good. I won't be going up to the castle, but I will be enjoying the remainder of my week in Sendai, locked away in this hotel room. But we've got a story from Darius from Ashford, who says, hello, Chris and Pete. I've been listening to the podcast since day one. Thank you very much, Darius. But never wrote in because I didn't think I had anything especially interesting to say. But I wanted to thank you, Chris, for being so cool when I fanboyed you when running into you in Kent the other day. Oh, no, not at all, man. What was meant to be a quiet escape from the kids became one of my most memorable birthdays yet. I'll share an embarrassing story about my first trip to Japan 7 years ago. My wife and I stayed at a ryokan in Asakusa, featured in the 48 Hours in Asakusa video. Oh, it's a really nice ryokan. It's I went there with Ryotaro during COVID, and it's normally like fully booked. Because of COVID, we were able to get in there, and it's beautiful. The staff were incredibly welcoming and accommodating, especially as my wife was pregnant with our first child at the time. One morning, we went down for breakfast and noticed a few guests wearing their shoes inside the eating area. We were confused because we were both under the impression that shoes were not allowed, but against our better judgment, my wife and I went with the crowd and elected to keep our shoes on. We sat on the other side of the room, had our breakfast. A few minutes later, the elderly man at the reception bolted across the room to our table, shouting at the top of his voice, "Impossible! Impossible! Impossible!" while pointing furiously at our shoes. We were absolutely mortified. I apologised profusely in Japanese while my wife tried her best to sink into the floor. To this day, yelling "impossible" has become our running joke whenever we find ourselves in awkward situations. So my question to you both is, what's the most embarrassing way you've ever been called out for a cultural faux pas while in Japan? Stay awesome. Darius from Ashford, Kent. I mean, impossible is a direct translation of muri. Like, muri means like no way. It means like no good, no way. Or don't do it, like muri. So maybe the guy had sort of looked up on his dictionary and just went, "Impossible." I know one of our
surprising thing to shout.
Impossible. one of our team was staying at a hotel in Tokyo, and she asked if she could switch her breakfast out or something, if she could have like an extra egg for her breakfast. And in Japan, like you often can't customize your orders that easily. Yeah. And the woman serving her just went, "It is impossible," very dramatically and emphatically. "It is impossible," and that stayed with her. So
it's an egg impossibility.
I mean, I wonder what happened. I suppose everyone was wearing slippers because he said that everyone was wearing their shoes, so maybe they were wearing slippers as opposed to
maybe they were the shoes that were provided. You know, like the house shoes that sometimes are like halfway between Crocs and shoes, and they look like shoes. But if they've been provided by the hotel, maybe the hotel or the place they were knew that they were provided by the self-same business. So impossible.
Well, I've seen this happen to my friend George. We went into a hot spring in Kyoto. He for some reason forgot to take his shoes off, and the woman went fucking ballistic. So, as I've said before, always take your shoes off, because that is the one thing. Because it's the idea of like you're just dragging dirt through a building, right? And it's the only one that really matters. And also, don't be a twat on the train, like that streamer we talked about last week, who played his stream or just did his stream really loud and then ended up physically assaulting people. Don't do that either.
No.
Shoes, assault, being loud on the train. The big three, as I call them.
Yeah.
The big three. But what's going on in Japan this week, Pete? Fill us in.
Well, you say a big three. There's a big two behind you if you have a look on your telly.
Yeah, it's a sumo wrestler, isn't it?
Sumo
Should we
wrestler.
watch it now? We
Big
don't
two.
need a podcast.
Yes.
Put the sumo on.
Sorry, I just got distracted by the sumo, as I imagine everybody else is. Yes, what is the most satisfying part of Japan to visit? Is it Sendai, Chris? Japanese locals have made a surprising pick. Yes, the Japan's Jalan Research Centre has just wrapped up their big survey. They asked 15,000 domestic travellers how satisfied they were with trips right across Japan between April and March of last year and this year. And guess what? The top spot does not go to Kyoto, Hokkaido, Okinawa. The most loved prefecture, Chris, and I hope you are focusing on this one in your book.
Yes.
It was Kagawa.
What the
An
fuck?
unassuming little gem tucked away in northeastern Shikoku. Despite being Japan's smallest prefecture, ranking 39th out of 47th in population, Kagawa snagged the highest share of 4 and 5 ratings, an impressive 91.3% of travellers rated their time there as being near perfect or perfect. Obviously, we all know that, even I know that Kagawa, only because the footballer was called Shinji Kagawa, who played for Man United, and they were, the Kagawa is known far and wide as being the place where great udon noodles, the best udon in Japan. Everybody
Sanuki.
absolutely loves udon, yeah. So
Sanuki udon.
if you do sort of go to like to try and look for recommendations of things to do in Kagawa, the only two is like the udon noodles and there's a bank that is a nice historical building that was built in the 1913 1914 sort of period, and even the tourist board of Kagawa doesn't know how to describe Kagawa properly, so maybe it is this hidden gem that everyone's surprised by.
I've written the chapter on Kagawa, and I went to Kagawa 2 months ago with Ryotaro. It was a really cool place, to be fair. The best thing, the main thing, as you said, is the udon, right? But there was a dish, and it was called like bone-in chicken. It sounds pretty ominous.
Yeah.
It's just like a chicken leg. It's a big fucking chicken leg that's spiced and stuff, and it's fucking delicious, to be fair. And we ate that. And all of a sudden, Kagawa became my favourite place as well. Put KFC to shame. It's a cool place, Kagawa.
One chicken leg and you're hooked.
It's good, but like, it's kind of the one that's overlooked the most, perhaps, in Shikoku. The only thing it's got going for it, as well as bone-in chicken and udon, is it's on the inland sea of Japan. It's got like 100 islands that it has, and it's a really beautiful stretch of coastline around there.
Yeah,
but I suppose it's cheap to travel around there. We stayed in a ryokan that was stunning and was also like half the price of Tokyo. So yeah, I kind of get the attraction.
If you want a bit of time out of the usual kind of the usual suspects, it's quite a nice place to visit, presumably, because it's kind of out of the way. If you are fatigued, as I actually got a couple of emails to my email box rather than the Born Japan email box, people talking about how difficult it's become. The old how difficult it is to enjoy Japan without actually seeing any foreigners. Maybe that's a place you want to go. But
I think also, as we've sort of reported, a lot of Japanese domestic tourists are kind of sick of Kyoto because of tourists, because of the sort of ridiculous numbers going there. And so people are going further afield domestically and ruling out places like that. And also, it's really interesting, the other runner-ups were Okinawa, which came in at second, and Nagasaki, which came in at third. And Nagasaki's really cool, overlooked as well, often. But yeah, I think Japanese travellers are just sort of feeling a bit put off by how expensive things are and how crowded they are as well. And so Kagawa is obviously a lot cheaper than travelling to Kyoto, and there's more cool stuff to do. There's just less people and more places that are untravelled and unexplored. So yeah, I'm really glad to get this book done, because I'm hoping it will lead to tourists like going or travellers going to places that they wouldn't normally go, to Kagawa, to Yamagata or whatever, and spread out sort of the tourists in a way so that Kyoto isn't so overwhelmed, but the rest of the country benefits. Because Japan's showing no signs of stopping the number of tourists coming in. They still want the numbers to go up. I did see... Yeah, I mean, I do worry as we go from 30 million overseas tourists a year to 60 million. I do worry that maybe there'll be more sort of anger and unrest towards tourists. But really, I think it really does benefit Japan. We do cover, like, the bad people doing stuff, like dickheads on trains being loud and annoying, or the girl who turned a Tory gate into a pull-up bar, or the other person who did it recently. But for the most part, I think it's actually been a real success story, and Japan needs the money. So, yeah, they've got it's a tough balance to do. But
there was the email from Bo Kellum. Hello, Bo Kellum. This is about as current as an email has ever been read out on this show, because it came in about 5 hours ago. So, Bo Kellum, well done you. Don't email me. Email the Abroad Japan.
Email Pete.
@gmail.com box. But it did say that he was Bo was a bit gutted that there were just so many tourists in the nightclub Womb. Now, if you've ever opened any tourist guide book, or even just Googled Japan nightclub Womb, because of its big, I think it's got a big disco ball. I think that's Club Womb. It's got the world's biggest disco ball. And Womb is always the place. Whenever you're walking around Shibuya and someone's asking for directions, they're always looking for Womb. And on some days, there's one sort of layer of it kind of opened. And at the weekend, the whole thing just opens. It's massive. But it is just full of foreigners. It's full of Aussies. It's full of Americans, full of British. And if you don't want to see, if you're not that into hanging out with other Westerners, don't go to Club Womb. It's the thing that has been in the guidebooks for about 50 years. It feels like.
Yeah, it's an overrated crock of shit. I don't like Womb either. There's one in Shibuya, isn't it? One in Shibuya.
Yes.
There's always people that rant and rave about how good it is. It's like it's a room with some loud music and lots of
EDM,
obnoxious
man.
people.
That's not my bag, but that's all there is in Japan to dance to.
Yeah, I've been there once or twice, and I've never been back. We'll be back in a moment, guys. Your stories, comments, and questions over in the fax machine.
Wow.
And we're back with the fax machine. What do we got this week from our listeners, Mr. Dawson? Fill us in, please.
Hello, Catalin. Hi, magnanimous Pete and avaricious Chris. It is great listening to you guys while browsing hotels online for my upcoming December trip to Japan. Yay! The plan is 3 weeks, 3 different big cities. Hang on.
3 weeks.
Oh my God.
3 different cities.
What is this? It's like Connor was on the show all of a sudden. What's going on?
Hello, Chris. I don't trust you with camping.
Tokyo, Aomori, and finally Osaka. That's where Catalin's going. Do you have any good day trip recommendations from the cities mentioned above? Thanks, guys, and have a good one. Catalin! Good old Catalin. Thanks for getting in touch.
Do you have any recommendations, Pete? I mean, look, we got the whole bloody 101 things to do in Tokyo video was made solely for this reason, so I never have to be like, go here, do this, go and look at the whole video. It's cracking. As for Aomori, go and look at the place where Jesus definitely died. That will change your life. That's it, did mine.
I mean, I guess Tokyo. What's the bloody? You go south and there's a city that has got. It's still within Tokyo, isn't it? There's a little city that's got the big wheel, like the Manic Street Preachers film "Motorcycle Emptiness" in
Yokohama.
Go Yokohama. That's potter around there for a bit. I've said it before on the show. Me and my friend Justin saw a man walking down the street doing this in Yokohama, which for the people who are listening on the audio, he just had his mouth open and he's walking down the street and it was the best thing either of us have ever seen. So try and check out that guy. Or you can reenact the Manic Street Preachers video from the 90s.
Do that. Or if you're in Osaka, go to USJ or go to Nara. I used to... No, I don't think I've ever stayed in Nara before. Maybe one time. I usually just go there for like a day trip from Osaka. Yeah. So
don't touch the deer.
Do that.
Don't touch those deer.
Don't touch the deer. Like there was a politician this week who was in the running. They're doing like the choosing the new leader who's going to become the prime minister. and there was a lady, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, who was who was one of the front runners.
Yeah.
And rather than give a speech about hope and how to improve Japan and, unite the country and do some great things, all she did was be like, foreigners are a nuisance. They hit a deer once, and she just talked about that for like 10 minutes. And it was like, okay, this is
populist,
depressing.
man. It is the wave of 2025.
It looks like she won't get to power, so that's good, because
Right.
that would suck.
There was did you say there was a Japanese mayor who had a rendezvous with a city official? An unmarried Japanese mayor was clearly having an affair with a city official who was married, and she's had to kind of deny that she was having an affair, but she has been indiscreetly meeting with an unnamed official in a hotel room repeatedly. It sounds, I don't think I'd get that past the missus personally, but she's.
It wasn't an affair. They wanted to look out the window of my hotel.
But it's a very interesting kind of. I guess she's a city official, so these things do just create a bit of a hubbub. But the whole story just felt very distasteful because she was a woman, unmarried woman,
right.
No tendrils to deal with. But
well, I've seen on Japanese TV, if you're a guy, you can get away with copious amounts of infidelity, and it's like, your career's fine. Do it once as a woman, and your career's gone in Japan.
Yeah,
I could list off a lot of times that's happened, but it's unfortunate. I feel sorry for the female people working in the female performers working in the entertainment industry who are ostracized for doing the exact same thing men do. But there you go.
Completely agree.
Still, it reminds me of the time. Remember when? And I still one of the most incredible news stories we've ever covered was the university in Japan that discovered that women were always getting better scores on the test than men.
Yes.
So they just deducted like 20, it was like 10%. Or if you're a woman, you just got 10% deducted from your score, just to level the playing field. I cannot believe that was a story. Do you remember that? That was...
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Life is a meritocracy, it really is, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck me. Andrew says, hello, Chris and Pete. You did a recent video where you mentioned the downsides of Tokyo that were weighing on you. If you were to move, what city or region would be top of your list? And Pete, if you were to move Japan, what would be the top of your list? Thanks, guys. Love the podcast. Andrew. I mean, honestly, being back in Sendai, I feel rejuvenated. Escaping Tokyo has done me a world of good. I still love Sendai. I would gladly move back here. I think... But then my philosophy, I like to travel around a lot. So wherever I end up, I'll try and travel around more going forward. What about you, though, Pete?
I'm a city dweller. Old school fella, as the song went. Osaka would be my sort of dream. I think just that kind of friendly people, loads of booze, and just equidistant to pretty much anything you need in the sort of main sort of island. I suppose that'd be absolutely cracking. That.
There you go.
I'm not one for peace and quiet, me.
No, get yourself to Womb, your favourite. Travis.
Get yourself to Womb.
Travis from Houston, Texas says, hello, Chris and Pete. I visited Japan last in January 2019. And I watched your videos as preparation. I had a wonderful time. I've been dreaming about going back ever since. I'm finally visiting again in November. Last time I went to Tokyo, Kanazawa and Kyoto. This time I'll be doing Tokyo and Kyoto again, plus Hiroshima and Osaka. What are the biggest changes you've seen in Japan in general and in those cities that have happened in the last 6 or 7 years that I might notice when visiting? Thank you, guys. Travis from Texas. I mean, Tokyo's built up a lot in the last 7 years. There's probably like 20 new skyscrapers. There's lots more English around. Everything is nice and clean and new and fresh. I mean, generally, all good things, I'd say. Would you agree with that, Pete? As somebody who came here last year on a trip to Nikko and back?
Everything's so much easier. I would say that Google still doesn't work anywhere near Shibuya's like sort of big buildings. You cannot figure out how to get around. Unless you've got a Japan sort of resident sort of. I mean, I've not used your SIM card. Maybe yours is better,
stuff.
Chris. But all of the SIM cards I've ever used around Shibuya, it hasn't updated quickly enough. To be fair, all the reviews on the Reddit and stuff have reviewed it very strongly. So next time I'm coming, I'm gonna get
JJ
one
Eason.
of your SIM cards. JJ Eason. I'm gonna get you a JJ Eason. So yeah, I mean everything's laid out for you. Everyone speaks English unless you're in a really rural place. But even for an idiot like me who's quite timid and tepid and confused and doesn't speak any Japanese, I could hire a car. I could book trains when I was there and stuff. Everything's kind of laid out for you now. There's no kind of there's no grey areas. I think certainly in transport and travel and food.
Yeah, and I'll just encourage people to go to more interesting places and try and carve out their own path, to be honest. As much as I love Tokyo, Kanazawa and Kyoto, I'd say, I'd say to you, Travis, instead of Kyoto, go somewhere else. Get a bike, go around Lake Biwa, cycle around a lake, or go to, where else is there that's good? I'll get back to you. But it's tough, isn't it? But I mean, Kyoto is great, and my parents loved it, so it's still got lots of good things going for it. Let's not write off Kyoto yet. It's still an incredible city. Keep the stories, questions, comments coming into abroadinjapanpodcast@gmail.com. But for now, guys, have yourselves a great few days. Next time you see me, I'll probably still be in a hotel room, albeit with Ryotaro, if he's around. But for now, guys, see you later. Have a good one. I'll have a haircut as well, because this is messed up.
Toweling off a soggy Ryotaro after his Hong Kong adventures.
My shoes
Two
are
men.
wet.
Just drying them on the radiator. The whole hotel room stinking like wet dog. Fantastic.
Poor old Ryotaro in flooded Hong Kong.
Ryotaro.
Let's hope he gets back all right. But for now, guys, have yourself a great few days. We'll see you right back here to do it all over again on the Abroad in Japan podcast. Bye for now.
Fare thee well.